beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I'm so happy to see you today. I hope you and your loved ones are doing the best that you can, and I hope you guys are taking care. Hopefully you had a good weekend. It is now 11/11, make a wish. It is November 11th, so today is Magical Mandala Monday, so I'm hopping on here with my Mandala Monday video. My little kitten co-host that you guys have been getting used to seeing around, Ozzy, is down back behind me. He just literally, as I started filming, went from my shoulder down my back. He likes to sleep behind me, like in between me and the chair. So that is where he is. He might pop up during the video. There's a good chance that he's just going to go to sleep down there, so good time to film. He has been on his bull. That's what I always say when the cats are being crazy. I always say they're on their BS. Try not to swear too much on the channel, so they're on their BS. I say it obviously lovingly, but I'll be like, oh yeah, Yuri is on her BS today, or Lincoln's on his BS today. And basically what that means is they're being crazy. Oops. And he is being crazy this morning. He is just climbing me, running all up and down me, hanging out all over me. One of his new favorite things to do is to climb all over my keyboard and mess up my settings on my keyboard. So like if I have YouTube open, for example, like I was watching some YouTube videos this morning, and he runs all over my keyboard, it'll like expand the video, like make it take up the whole screen, or like just make it like a wonky like ratio where it's like super like wide screened, but like not taking up the whole screen, like only wide. I don't know, he just does weird stuff, or like just pulls up weird menus, or like what was this like one thing that he kept pulling up? I can't remember what it was. I don't know, he pulls up some just like weird setting options, and I'm like, no. Or like he has closed out my browser entirely. I guess there must be a button that you can push to like entirely close out my browser, including all of its tabs. He's done that twice. So yeah, he is just being a little handful, but he has gotten so much bigger, you guys. Like, I mean, he's still super tiny, so he's adorable and tiny, but like when I really like stop and look at him, I'm like, wow, you have really grown. And like personality wise and like energy wise, oh yeah, he is completely like growing up already. So I will insert some Ozzy goodness into this video. I'll insert some pictures and video clips and things like that I've taken. I made him a like little tiny bed. This was probably like a week ago that I made him this little tiny bed. It was like right after I did my last little Ozzy update in a video, and he did use it as a bed a little bit, but he also views it as a toy because it slides around on my desk, and like anything that slides around on my desk is a toy to him. So he did actually nap in it a little bit, but he mostly just plays with it. And I did get him some new toys. I'm not sure if I got any videos of him playing with the new toys, but I did get him some just little cheap toys. And he has been having a field day with those, like absolutely loving them. He's playing with the bigger cats more now. Especially Yuri has been playing with him. She's my girl cat and she's smaller. I have two cats other than Ozzy. I have Lincoln and Yuri, or Eurydice is her full name. Some of you may get the mythology reference. But Lincoln is giant. He is a very large cat. Literally when we took him to the vet for the first time when we moved down here, because he had an ear infection and I needed some drops for it, you know. We took him to the vet and they walked in and they're like, that is a big cat. And I'm like, I know. Like, he's kind of chunky now, but he wasn't chunky back then. He's just a large cat in general. But anyway, about it. So he's a lot bigger. But for like the first time while I was working on this blanket this morning, actually, Link came and laid on it. He always tries to lay on my crochet when I'm crocheting. But for the first time since he was laying there being all sweet, and Ozzy came over to him, he actually started grooming him and just like laying there. It was so sweet. But he just doesn't, he's a bit older and he's neutered and stuff, so he doesn't have the like patience to deal with the baby kitten, you know. Like he's like, if Ozzy was just chill with him, maybe he would be a little bit more patient with him. But when he starts, you know, playing with him, Link knows he can't play with him because he's so much smaller. So he usually just will, like, if he's getting on his nerves, he'll give him a bap and then he'll usually leave. But for the most part, he just ignores him completely, just like doesn't have anything to do with him. Yuri has really started playing with him though. Like she plays with him constantly. And I have to get on to her sometimes about being a bit rough, but she is a lot smaller, so like she can actually play with him without hurting him. Link, it would be very hard for him to play with him just because of the size difference. Like he's so much bigger. Anything he does is going to be like crazy in scale comparison. But anyway, that's kind of my cat update. Like I said, I will insert pictures and clips and all that good stuff. I'll put those at the end of the video, like after everything. So I think I'll continue to do that, you know, until such a time as I'm not really taking pictures and videos as much of Ozzy as he's growing, because he's so tiny right now. And you guys wanted to see like little Ozzy updates, so I think I'll continue to do that on my magical mandala videos after the slideshow at the end, just because I think that's a good place to put it, just to kind of like wrap up the video, a little kitten cuteness for anybody who actually sticks around till the end, and make sure that people see the blankets. So I haven't given you like the details on the mandala video yet. So this is my Magical Mandala Monday video. On this video, I work on my magical mandala, which is the Mandala Throw. Fall Mandala Throw, I believe is the name of the pattern. It is a pattern by Lisa Gentry. It is a Yarnspirations pattern, and it is free. It is not only free, but there is also a free tutorial playlist for it by the Crochet Crowd. And he did, Mikey over at the Crochet Crowd did like a video series of tutorials for this blanket where he breaks it down row by row, and it is phenomenal. When I did my first one, I used that, and I highly recommend it. Especially if you're interested in making this blanket and you're like thinking that it's too hard for you, I highly, highly, highly recommend and encourage you to give it a shot and use those tutorial videos, because I really do feel like if you know how to crochet, at least just like, you know, beginner level, like you know how to do like some basic stuff, I really do feel like most people can do this blanket with that tutorial. So I will have all of that stuff linked down in the description box below. I'll link the pattern down below. I'll link Mikey's tutorials. Mikey also, or the Crochet Crowd also did a worksheet that you can fill out to go along with this blanket. I'll link that down below. I'll link all the things down below. And then I also do have a playlist for this blanket. Like I said, I've actually made this blanket before, so I'm putting these videos in that playlist, but I also have videos in that playlist from the other blankets that I have made of this blanket. Now, this is a make-along type of thing where I'm making my blanket, and you guys are potentially, if you choose to, making your blankets. So of course, no one is ever required to participate in anything on my channel. Of course, if you just want to watch and hang out, that is completely like totally understandable. But if you want to join in, you are welcome to join in, and you can join in making this blanket with me if you'd like to, and send in pictures of your blanket. You can send in pictures of your blanket to novagnomecreations@gmail.com, and that will be linked in the description box. That's my email. You can put Mandala in the subject line of your email so that I know it is for the Monday video, and include your name. So let me know who you are so that when I do my montage, I know who to credit you as. And you are welcome to join in with this blanket, but you are also welcome to join in with any blanket you want to. So you do not have to be making the same blanket that I'm making. If you are working on a different mandala blanket, or if you already had a blanket on your hook maybe and you don't want to start yet another blanket, maybe you don't have enough time, you have too many projects, whatever your reason is, if you are working on a blanket and you want to just send it in, have fun participating, and like maybe see some kind words from other people in the community about your blanket or whatever, you can also send that in. Just send it in the same way, mandala in the subject line, attach your pictures, and let me know your name. That is how you can participate. So I will have all of that stuff that you need for this blanket and for participating all linked in the description box. If I remember, I will also put it in a pinned comment, just because some people have trouble with finding the description box. So I do try to, on these mandala videos specifically, I do try to remember to put them in the pinned comment on the video as well. But that's basically the gist of what we are doing. So I just finished crocheting on round, what round was that? I got to try to be careful because he's laying behind me and he doesn't like it when I shift him around. Even if I'm not like squishing him or anything, he just doesn't like to be shifted. That was round 25. So this round was supposed to be done with a smaller hook. The whole pattern you do in one sized hook, but then there's this one round where you're supposed to use a smaller hook. And I remember from past times doing this, I don't think I've ever used a smaller hook, and I never have felt like I needed to. So what I did was, instead of using a smaller hook, because I didn't have a smaller hook like sitting with me when I went to start it, and I've just been keeping this hook with the project, I was like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the thicker yarn that I'm using. So out of the yarns that I'm using, they're all worsted weight, I believe. I think that they're all worsted weight, medium 4, but as we all know, if you have any experience with crocheting or knitting or any yarn type of projects where you're, frequently using yarn, they are not all created alike. Like, you can have a 4-weight yarn in 2 different brands that definitely does not both feel like the same weight of yarn. And so that is what I went for, was just, I used one of my thicker yarns that I'm doing the blanket with. So that was this Vanna's Choice Lion brand. This is super floppy now, almost gone. It is in the colorway of cranberry. I love it. It's so nice. I went ahead and used that, and I've got plenty more of these, so I'm not worried that that one's almost gone. To do this round that you're supposed to use the smaller hook for, because I think it will be totally fine. And this is like a, they don't call them scallops. What do they call these? Petals, I believe is what the pattern calls them. Like, you'll do petals over multiple rounds. You've seen me do petals like this right here. So this is kind of like a petal round. When I go to do the next round, it will lay more flat. They always are kind of a little ruffly, but I think it'll be fine with the size of hook that I decided to use. So here's what mine is looking like. And once again, I didn't get as much done on it as I would have hoped to, but also, once again, I'm not worried about it. I wanted this project to go into the Christmas season for me. I'm hoping to get it done sometime around Christmas, personally, because I think it's just a nice, fun project to have on my hook for the Christmas season. So obviously I chose to do mine in Christmas colors, and it is getting pretty big. And it's about halfway done as far as rounds go, technically, but as I go, the rounds get bigger, so it's not really halfway done, stitch wise. I really do need to like sit down and put some more time into it, but the time keeps getting away from me. And so I'm just kind of eking along slowly, but that's fine. And, hanging out with you guys while I do it. Most of what I'm working on in this blanket has actually just been what I'm crocheting, sitting here talking with you guys while I do it. So I only came on to talk during the last little bit of that row, but you guys get the gist. You get the gist. Here we go. So that was my crochet and chat portion of this video. This would make a really nice tree skirt. You guys imagine? Also, ooh. Okay, obviously I have it folded over. But, does that not look like a really cool scarf? I bet this could be like modified to make like a little cowl. Idea. But it could be modified to make a cowl. Imagine this for Christmas. Imagine wearing this to Christmas. I feel like this actually looks kind of cute. Am I being crazy? You guys can tell me if I'm being crazy. It's okay. It wouldn't be the first time that my very weird fashion sense does not compute. Imagine though. I actually think this makes a cute scarf or like cowl kind of thing, Cute. But anyway, that was my crochet and chat portion of the video. I'm going to put in the stuff about Ozzy after the picture montage. The next part of this video is actually your guys' blankets that you have sent in. So if you are watching, I would love it and appreciate it so much if you left a kind comment about one of the blankets or all of the blankets or as many of the blankets as you want to that got sent in. And then, like I said, if you stay till after the montage, you can see a little Ozzy update. And also thank you to anybody who is participating and sending in pictures of your blankets. They are looking phenomenal. And it is so fun to work on a little project with you guys once a week. So I will see you guys again next Monday for the next Magical Mandala Monday video. And if you want to join in the meantime, if you haven't already started it and you want to, you are totally welcome to. There is no like timeline on this, like you have to get this many rows done every week or anything like that. This is a low stress, no stress, no pressure type of project where you can work on it when you're able to work on it. Send in updates when you're able to send in updates. You don't got to send in an update every week. So if you just want to, work on this blanket alongside me, you are welcome to join in at any time. And like I said, you can pick a different one. Obviously, some people have chosen to do a different mandala blanket. Some people were already working on blankets. We've got a little variety going on. So don't feel like it's too late to join in, because it is not too late to join in. This is just, make like a no pressure make along. And like I said, I plan on working on this into December and like probably up until Christmas. So I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and let us go ahead and jump into the montage. All right, first up, we've got a blanket submission from our beautiful Gail over at Gorgeous Homestead on YouTube, is what she goes by. She actually sent this in last week, I think, or like 4 last weeks, and I somehow missed it in the shuffle of everything going on with the Halloween stuff. So I am so sorry, Gail, but here is her beautiful blanket. She made it to 35.5 rounds on this part, and then now she's actually a little further. So next week we will get to see, actually I think she's quite a bit further. I can't remember exactly what row she's on now, but next week we'll get to see a nice big chunk added. But it is looking beautiful. And then the lovely Crystal sent in her blanket update. She has made it all the way to round 47 as of 1:30 this morning. She said that she considered moving on to the next round, but she just was not feeling popcorn stitches, which is completely valid. But it is 50 inches across already. Wow, look at all that texture, you guys. Look at that texture. Like, oh my gosh. I know that she was saying last week that it's hard to see the texture in the pictures, but I feel like you can see the texture more when it's all one color. Maybe it's just me, but I think it looks so good. And then we have our beautiful Aussie Sandy's blanket. She made it to the end of row 48, so she is almost done with her blanket too. It looks so beautiful. I love it. And I also love her little doggo. She said, of course, the diva had to make it into the photo. So I am mentally and spiritually over there giving belly rubs and lots of love-ins and just, doting on the adorableness that is the pupper. But the blanket looks absolutely phenomenal, and wow, I can't believe that you're so far already. All right, now we're going to start the Aussie tour. So these are just some videos I've taken over the past week or so. This was this morning. I'm going to chop it because obviously you don't need to see Lincoln licking Ozzy's butt. But I was so proud of him for like grooming him and stuff, just being loving. So this is, I had put this bag here and been throwing things away in it, off my desk area and going through stuff. And of course the cats decided that this was their bag, and so they dumped everything out of it, and decided to lay in it over the weekend. They just kind of claimed it. And, I have since taken it back and put it in the kitchen for garbage. But anyway, Link was laying in it, and Ozzy decided that was, the prime playing time. So that's what this video is. And it actually was a much longer video. I just trimmed it down to the action-packed moments because it was a 6-minute video of Ozzy playing with the bag and Link ignoring him and just hanging out inside of the bag. But yeah, I thought this was so freaking funny and so cute. Ozzy is literally a tiny version of Link. He looks so much like him. This is some of the most recent pictures out of all of these. So you guys see how big he's getting now. And that's a really big mug, by the way. But I posted that on Instagram and I said, can I interest you in a cup of our finest? This is one of the toys that I got for him. It has a crinkle sound in it and he loves it. I'm so glad he likes it. I was holding Rue, and I'd already been holding Ozzy at this time. Rue is my dog, Tataru, and she wanted held. So I picked her up, and I was like, oh, they're going to cuddle. This is going to be so cute. So I set up my camera. This is another one that I trimmed it down quite a bit. But it was so freaking cute. I love it. Of course, it didn't last super long because she heard something outside and had to jump and go bark at the door. So she kind of ruined the moment, but it was super cute while it lasted. Not the most flattering angle whatsoever. I literally sat it down on my desk in front of me and just filmed. And then here's some cute pictures of sleepy Ozzy with his little head dangled back at one point. So cute. This is the only video that I have of him playing with Yuri. Don't mind the garbage bag. It's actually full of clothes. Like I said, we're working on trying to go through things. It's a process. But they're so cute together. And then this video is so cute. He kept falling asleep while I was holding him, so his head would just slowly loll to the side until it woke him up. And then on the last one right here, he actually just stayed like that. It was so cute. Pretty soon after this, I wrapped him up in my shirt so that he could have more support and actually get some sleep. But it was so cute. And then I made him this little toy. It's just random yarns that were sitting around, little scrap pieces, that I cut off after sewing or whatever, not very long. Made him that little toy. And then this was that bed that I made him, and I literally made this the same way. It was yarn I had sitting on my desk, left over from Halloween, little scrap yarn. So I made this little bed. And like I said, he mostly just plays with it, but there's my Aussie update. Have a great day, guys.